Boom Z, a conversation between generations. With a changing world today, it's become exceedingly important that there be a relationship between all generations. We live in an ever-changing world, and it will take the strengths of all generations to make a positive impact on our society.
Strong.
And good afternoon, everyone. And welcome to Boom Z Podcast. My name is Slammin' Sammy Hamlin.
And I'm Nina Jabril, and this is the conversation between generations. I like that. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share to all your friends and family. And again, if you want to ask us any questions or be on the show possibly, contact us at askus@boomzpodcast.com.
Oh, you have such a nice voice, you know that.
Really?
Yes.
I do appreciate that. I never thought that. So what do you want to talk about? Well, I'll tell you what we're talking about today.
Thank you.
We're talking about pop culture.
Pop culture.
Oh, yeah. So, like, the basic general definition of pop culture is just, like, popular things that happen that you know, people take count of and that kind of make a generation in a way. You need a pen?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. That make a generation. So, like, the people like Michael Jackson, who is going to go beyond, like, across generations. He's going to jump from generation to generation. He is pop culture, I'm pretty sure you can say.
Right.
And you have people like Beyonce, who also is pop culture, who will go generations to generations. I had to throw that in there.
Well, you know, I can think of a couple of probably the biggest pop culture group ever in history.
Ooh, who do you think that is?
The Beatles.
The Beatles. Okay.
The Beatles. You didn't think about that.
I did not think about the Beatles.
The Beatles, the Bee Gees, they were just, but the Beatles were something totally different. They kind of shocked the world.
Yeah, they kind of went political too, didn't they? In a way.
Well, not really. I don't think.
I think John Lennon did maybe.
John Lennon was an activist.
Yeah,
yeah.
He
was an activist. Paul was writing music.
Yeah. He's still alive, ain't he?
Yes, he and Ringo are the two remaining members.
A pop culture moment we could talk about: John Lennon being killed. I didn't know he was shot and killed by a fan.
A fan in the streets of New York City in Manhattan.
Really?
Yeah, it was real sad, just uncalled for.
Out of the blue.
Yep, out of the blue.
Do you know who Selena is? Selena, the Hispanic. She was a pop star.
Yes,
where her killer killed her on stage.
Yes,
at a concert.
And I watched that movie. There was a movie.
J-Lo did so good. About like Ray Charles and Ray. You didn't know she wants Selena.
But it was that was a sad story. With the Beatles, though, they just took over because they were from England. And when they came here, they had never seen live show crowds like that before, ever, for any artist, even Elvis.
Yeah.
You know, Elvis was another, before the Beatles.
Yeah.
You know.
Elvis. Okay, so another pop culture star for us would be like Britney Spears. And so the people we've mentioned previously kind of had like great pop culture moment. She did not. She went 2007 when she shaved her head. I mean, it's iconic and I think it's great. But did anybody have like big like crash out moments like that back in the day?
Crash out moments. Well, there was the Bee Gees. And I think one of the big things that happened to them, they had the Saturday Night Fever movie, and the soundtrack was just, they won every Grammy and Oscar they could win. John Travolta made the scene then. That was his first big success. And they had a younger brother named Andy Gibb, who came up kind of on the tail end of Saturday Night Fever, and he died from an overdose. And I think that kind of was shocking.
Yeah,
to what happened,
talking about an overdose and dying in pop culture. That sounds sad, but it's true. The biggest pop culture moment, I guess, and saddest is when Michael Jackson died. And I know when we first asked if there were any questions that anybody wanted to know, the biggest one, most one I got was, what were you doing when Michael Jackson passed?
I have no idea.
I do. I know exactly where I was. I can tell the story. I was in the Yoda, which is my uncle's car at the time, and we were on 64 in Asheville, North Carolina, going to the YMCA for summer basketball, and they announced over the radio, Michael Jackson has been dead or has died. And it was the saddest thing.
Don't misunderstand me. I was a big Michael Jackson fan, but I just, I don't.
You don't remember the exact moment.
Yeah, political. I remember Martin Luther King died. I remember where I was when Kennedy died. I remember 9/11. But those were big tragedies.
Those were big and
They were tragedies.
Yeah, yeah.
Michael, Prince, Luther.
What about Kobe? You remember where you were when Kobe died?
Nope.
I do. I mean, I guess because we're more so in the for Kobe, it's because all you did was look at your phone. I had just woken up and looked at my phone, and it was everywhere. But
I was aware.
But you don't remember the exact moment.
Well, I was probably working. I had some stuff to do.
I know that's right. I'm not sitting here waiting for people to die so I can remember the moment.
I think all of those people were really huge losses in pop culture. I think pop culture now, with the advent of social media, it's easier to become noticed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
anything can be pop culture, actually, now.
Anything. You can do anything and freak people out, and next thing you know, you got 10 million followers, without accomplishing.
I don't know how rated we get or how kid-friendly, but have you not heard about the Hawk Tuah girl?
No, I haven't.
Oh gosh, she's I'm not even going to explain it on this podcast. I don't want to go there, but I advise you to look her up, and she is like the newest pop culture moment off of the craziest thing.
I think the things that are going on now are not nearly as sustainable. You'll forget it. It's like the one-hit wonders.
It's okay. I guess they're more trendy than pop culture.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. It's more trendy.
Yes, absolutely. And the world has just changed so much. I hate to say not as much substance overall, but that's just the way I see it.
No, that's true though.
It's
your truth.
It's the media has a whole lot more to say about things, and it's all because of technology. It's all because you see it now, you feel it now.
And you're able to get it out and talk about it to millions of people, and so you make it trendy.
I think about little things like my mother. She remembers when they dropped the Hiroshima bomb, but they didn't hear about it for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
Yeah. And how do you, this is minor, but do you know how they heard about it? Because was it a newscast? Radio. Okay. Yeah, I was about to say, the
TV? The TV wasn't happening.
Yeah.
Not everywhere. No. So it was radio. Everything was on radio. And they waited for Truman to make the announcement. But nowadays,
it's out
somebody
there.
gets shot on the corner, you know about it before he gets around the block.
I like that. I like that.
Hey, with video.
With video. Absolutely.
Speaking of video.
Yes.
I don't want to badmouth anybody.
Oh, gosh.
But did you see the All-Star home run?
I did.
That was a young lady. I don't recall her name.
Ingrid Andreas.
Yeah,
is her name.
She's
a Colorado country artist, which is already what?
Yeah, but she was touted as a big time songwriter, and when she took the microphone to sing the Star Spangled Banner, I'm sitting up in my studio trying to create good music. And she starts
a gag.
to sing.
Heavenly. No, she was awful. Like, she was really bad.
You said that. I did.
Yeah, no, I'll go on record saying that. I don't know who was going to look at her in the face and say she was good. It was scary. And then you did it in front of all those people.
But she had seemed to think that she was killing it.
She probably did.
It was just, I'm good. Don't they screen these people anymore?
No, honestly, I guess I think you remember how I said if I write a song and then I become a big pop star, I need a pitch control mic.
Yes.
She probably performs with those and didn't have one there.
Look,
something like that.
She needed more than that. She needed a lot more than that. But we won't get to see Marvin Gaye or Whitney Houston singing anymore.
Yeah, I know. I was about to go back. My favorite pop culture moment that I think was more so your time was Diana Ross on that white horse in the middle of Studio 54. And I had to learn about what Studio 54 was. So could you explain that to maybe the younger people who don't know?
Studio 54 was the place to be in New York City on the weekend. It just, all the celebs came there. We played a lot of those places, and that it was electric. I mean, you got to see all the newest fashion. You got to see all the glam. It was just hot, and it was hot for about
77 to 80. I think it said.
Yeah, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, it was not long. That's how you know it was crank.
Yeah.
It was that crank.
But it was a lot of things. I think during when I think about changes in culture, I think about from the 60s to the 70s, and I think about from the 70s to the 80s. The 70s to the 80s, disco music did the transition, and that's when you had a lot of that Studio 54, and a lot of the dance clubs and the lights and the, a lot of pills and drugs started circulating. But it all those transitions took place to pretty much where we are
now
today.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like Studio 54 is something we should try to reopen. Someone should try it. It would never be reopened to its like greatness. I'd like, because I don't think people are as iconic as they were.
There are things like that going on.
Yeah.
But they're private. If you aren't,
fun.
If you're not,
who's who.
Yes.
You're not getting in.
You don't get in. It's
Oh my God, I got to become a who.
Yeah, you do. And that takes
time
and money.
Ain't got that one. Right now.
It's I mean, when you just, pop culture has changed with the times. It has, like you said, I think it's more recognized now, more on a temporary basis than something that's going to last.
Okay, so here's one that's recent that I think is going to last, that people are going to keep talking about for a long time. It's not positive. We talked about it the other day.
Okay.
It was the Oscars. Was it 2023 last year? When Will Smith smacked Chris Rock. We have different, no, we both agree that it was wrong. Obviously, it was wrong. But I don't hate Will for it.
I don't hate Will.
Well, yeah, but you backed off.
I lost a lot of respect for him as a man, as a person, and I think he was totally manipulated.
The situation?
By his wife.
I don't think she manipulated. Okay, she probably...
Absolutely. He
subconsciously
he did not react that way until he looked in her face.
Yeah, but she didn't say, "We'll go slap him" or nothing.
No, she didn't have to.
Oh, okay.
He lives with his wife. He knows what she made that look to him like, you gonna sit there and take that from him?
And then after he went and did it afterwards, she's like, "I do not agree with that. I did not condone that." So he was damned if he did, damned if he didn't.
Well, he shouldn't have done it.
Sorry, I cussed.
Yes, you did. He shouldn't have done it. Period. You know. And I know he's got plenty of money, so his career has gone on, but he does not have the same amount of fans. Now, I haven't gone to see a movie of his. I've gone to see one movie of his since that incident. I did go see Bad Boys.
But you went for Martin.
But I am a Martin Lawrence fan. And Martin made the movie.
I bet he did. Martin's always been funny, though. You cannot deny that.
He made the movie. Had it not been for Martin, I would not have watched that movie.
Yeah.
So,
my opinion on the situation, and I guess as a woman, is how I see it. I get where Jada was mad. And then Will could have thought it was funny, but if I look at you and it's like, it's not funny, you got to do something about it. Now, I'm not saying go out on one of the biggest stages in the world and go slap the commentator or nothing, but like, so I do think that was wrong, but I don't think it's.
But it's either wrong or it's not wrong.
Yeah.
It's either wrong or it's not wrong. You can't walk that line there. Number one,
I guess
if he had a problem with it, he should have gone to waited and see him backstage.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, they were adults, and I do get you on the biggest stage.
I hate to see black on black stuff.
Now I can attest to that. He should have played that better. Like to be. Nah, that wasn't cool.
But I
don't know. I guess I'm just a huge Will Smith fan. So like when I seen it, I was like, yeah, Will. But then like when you said it, and you're like, dang, that did set us back. Because now it's not only just how we feel about it. Like as the black community, we have a different tie to them. But like now, white people are like, that's how black people act. Even the rich ones, even the famous ones. Even at the Oscars, they're just aggressive. So
I think Chris took the high road.
Yeah.
Imagine what he would have done if he'd smacked Snoop.
Ain't nobody going on stage smacking Snoop Dogg. I tell you that right now.
Well, I'm just saying, a personality like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's getting to be about that time.
It is.
But this has been really, really interesting. We got a couple of good guests coming in the next couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. Kia Walsh is going to visit us from her corporate office in Kansas City, Missouri.
Right on.
And we've got Joy Harley.
Woo-hoo.
Joy used to be associated with TM Video, but she's gone on out in the world, and she's going to come and visit us also. And remember to tell them where they can notify us to get on the show.
And if you have any questions for the two guests that we are going to be having soon, it is askus@boomzypodcast.com.
So we've really had a good day.
We have.
I've enjoyed myself today.
I have too. And before we go fully, I want to ask you, because I want to give mine and then I want to give yours. We talked a lot about music, but like movies are really big on pop culture, and I feel like the best one for Gen Zs and like people my age is we had the first Black Mermaid. So what movie did that for y'all?
Well, I don't know how far I have to go back. This is not way back to my high school days, but
yeah,
I love Harlem Nights.
What? Now that's a good movie. I'll tell you that.
Nights has all the
what is
black
her name?
Della Reese.
Della Reese. That's my girl right there.
I actually did a show for her.
I'm actually getting annoyed every time you tell me these cool things about you. Like I used to think it was cool. Now I'm just annoyed because
yeah, she was with the Black Theater Festival, which is coming to town next month.
Really?
This month, really, in August.
Oh, snap!
Everybody needs to shoot on over to Winston-Salem and support it. It's going to be a dynamite weekend, So.
Mm-hmm. Well, we thank y'all for coming in and staying with us all this time. We will see y'all next Wednesday.
Bye-bye.
It's a TEM joint.